Hello, my inspired entrepreneurs. Thank you for joining me for our weekly live training. So, today, what I have for you is 3 secrets to creating content that converts. All right, so who doesn't want that? Everybody wants content that they're creating that their audience actually wants, that they'll read, that they'll engage with, and that they'll eventually buy from. So I'm giving you kind of the 3 secrets that I've found that will make the content that you're already creating just even a little bit better, to give it that personal connection or to make it convert. Okay, so first secret is to give your audience the content that they want. So this is one of the biggest things that I see entrepreneurs getting wrong, just in general, when it comes to content, when it comes to product and things like that, is that they are creating content, they're creating products for themselves that they want, that they're really interested in. It's kind of more of a pet project rather than an act of service or co-creation. So you want to be finding out what it is that your audience wants from the content that you're giving. So the best way to do that is to ask your audience what they want to hear. So that's surveys, polls, even just having conversations. So an example in my business, I do, 20-minute free coaching calls for, anybody who wants them. And it's a freebie for my audience. It's a great way that I can connect with the women in this group. But it's also a way for me to really hear what people are struggling with, what they really need, what problems they need solved, so that I can be creating content that speaks to them and is very helpful and useful and beneficial to their businesses, right? Because we're all super busy. So if you're creating content that people actually want, then they'll read it. Gone are the days when you can just put something out there and people will just passively read whatever you're putting out. So that is secret number 1, is to give them what it is that they need by asking your audience what they want to hear from you. All right, secret number 2, I kind of let this one out. I slipped at the beginning of this video, but it's to connect on a personal level. So the scale of creating content, when you think about it this way, is creating a 2,000-page textbook, which is the most unpersonal thing that you can create, to bringing tea over to somebody's house and explaining it to them in person. So you probably are not going to be on either side of those ends. Maybe you have a neighbor that needs your services and you can bring them tea, but you can see the difference in personal connection between these 2 extremes. So you're probably going to fall someplace in the middle, but the closer that you can be to providing that personal service and that personal connection, the better. Now, this isn't always easy when, say, you have an audience of like hundreds of people. You can't give everybody tea, oh, hello, or show up for them. So, how can you create that personal connection without actually showing up on somebody's doorstep? So what I found in my business is that video is the queen. It takes the cake when it comes to creating connection with your audience, because we are very visual. They say a photo is worth 1,000 words. Well, then a video is probably worth like 1,000,000 words. And it really creates that connection. So I really, really highly recommend starting to create video in your business if you're not already. So I'll give you these 2 things to help you create video. So first, if you are somebody who already has a bunch of great content, maybe blog posts that you've written, just start doing Facebook Lives and rehashing that same content and having that on Facebook, updating your blogs or creating new blogs with your videos. So more and more and more marketing is turning towards videos. So if you're not doing it already, I highly recommend you to start doing it. The other thing I wanted to say about creating videos is that it can be very scary at first, but just like anything, the more you practice, the more comfortable you're going to get and the better you're going to get. So I recommend finding a safe place to practice your videos first. I would more than welcome you to start creating and practicing videos in the Inspired Entrepreneurs Collective. This is a safe place. Remember, rule number one here is high vibes only. So we are here to lift each other up and to really support each other, to help each other out. So if you want to practice doing your videos in the group, we can give you feedback, we can give you kudos, and really help you build your confidence in creating videos. And something I would love to help you with. Okay, so secret number one was to ask your audience what it is that they want to hear. That's how you're going to create the content that they want. Because it's not what you guess is not always what they are needing or thinking. All right, secret number two is to connect on a personal level, and I very highly recommend using video. And secret number three is to have a strong ask. So this is where the content starts to convert, right? So you have what they want, you've made this personal connection, now you have to make that conversion. And what I see a lot of people doing is creating content that you read to it and you're like, to the end of it, or you watch the end of the video and you're like, okay, that was nice. And then, okay, what's next? And they go about their day. Because people aren't making strong enough asks at the end of the content that they're creating. You don't want to leave your audience guessing or confused. If you do that, nothing is going to happen. You have to explicitly say what you want them to do. So something like, download this guide, like my post, buy my program, something like that, you know, in probably a little bit more eloquent a way than that, but you really have to make your point clear. All right, so you want to make it explicit, but you also want to make it in terms of what is in it for them. So this is what I'm saying, like, make it a little more eloquent. You can't really just say like, download this guide. People would be like, okay, great, why? You want to say something like, okay, download this guide to launch your business in the next 7 days. So you see how that call to action is a lot stronger because there is a very strong like why or desire behind it. All right, here's another example. Buy my program to release under-earning and finally master your finances. So somebody that's struggling with that, they're like, yes, please sign me up. So you want to have a really strong ask at the end of your content, whether it is, you know, doing a Facebook video like this, if you are creating just Instagram posts, any kind of social media in your emails, anything like that. It can be really simple. Sometimes my call to action in an email is just, hey, I'm here to support you. If you have any questions, hit reply to this email. I'd love to hear from you. You know, it doesn't have to be something that is a huge ask where they're spending money. Maybe it's just taking that next step in a relationship or learning more from somebody. So those are my 3 secrets to creating content that converts. Secret number 1 was to create content your audience actually wants by asking them. Secret number 2 is to connect on a personal level. And my trick there is doing videos. And number 3 is to have a strong ask. Don't leave them guessing what it is that you want them to do. All right, so here is my ask. This is my invitation to you. If you want to learn more about creating content for your audience, I just created this brand new video training series. It's completely free. It is called the 3 Sacred Steps to Calling in Your Tribe. So I left the link for that in the description of this video. I have little exercises that go along with it, but really wanted to give you something to support you in creating content for your audience that will really speak and activate them, or speak to them and activate them to make that action or whatever it is that you want them to do. All right, so I would love to see you over in that video, and that's what I have for our live training this week. I will catch up with you in the Facebook group, and thank you for watching.